Hello and welcome back to my channel, Checks, Captures, Threats. Today's episode is now game 18 of the Rapid Increase. So, last time out we had a bit of a silly loss, but hopefully this time we can come back to winning terms. We did well in the opening, but we made a mistake later on. So let's hope this time it's good. Now it's 1791. If we win this, we're back up to the same we was before. 1795. Hopefully we can try that. This guy is also from Indonesia, so finding a lot from there now. Dutch defence. So one we haven't gone over yet. Now here I think we're just going to be playing our natural London system, but with a bit of a twist. When you have something like this, we're going to be playing H4 soon. It sounds weird. Now he's actually going to play this move here. Maybe trying something here soon. We're going to just carry on with this. Maybe he's going to try this soon. We can play that. All fine. So yep, now this is what we call the Leningrad Dutch. This is something I've played before. He's going to castle quite quickly here. This square is always a priority. So we'll be playing this. This bishop might actually not go into its natural square. And we're actually going to play h4 straight away. Now we're going to try something. Now this does allow this knight to come in, but I'm not too afraid of that. It's not really got anything going for it. Now, if we did play the bishop check straight away here, I think this pawn push might stop us from doing stuff. So it's going to make a knight move now. Just seeing what he might do. Now, he might try and French shatter the other bishop. That sometimes happens here, looking at this knight. Now, he's going to move this knight over to h5. So, obviously, if we play this, this is going to happen. So, we have a few options. Now, we can play this. Now, it does put us in a little bit of a weird situation. Or we just let it take. Now, it sounds stupid because we're getting, double pawned. But it's not actually that bad because it's going to ruin his structure. So we could give a check now and push the pawn and then develop. But for now, yeah, I think we're going to do that. Just going to give a check. Let him push his pawn out. Now, we could actually do this straight away, but he's just actually going to move here. And we are just going to play this queen move. Now, we have a few options. Queen move here or there. Now, after this, I just don't like how it's in line, so I kind of want to go to here. Now, expecting some sort of capture. He might leave it there. Now, if he does leave it there, that is smart. That is probably the smartest option he could do. The only thing is, I think I've just missed a very good move here, and that is why he's going to capitalise on it. Maybe it wasn't in the end, actually. It was one of these knight moves, should I say. There. Now, we're just going to bring the bishop back, I think, to here. Now, we can always queenside castle in this one. The only things we've got to look at now is, I think soon we're going to do a knight move here. Now, the reason for this is we can actually try and force a capture. Now, the only big question is which knight move do we do? Because if we play here and they capture, obviously we can just take back. And if they capture there and then capture, we can actually undouble pawn ourselves. So we're going to do that now. Here. So, looking very good. It's a very, very weird. Every time I've had someone play the Leningrad against me or something, there's always confusing stuff going on. It was never a proper, something's always happening that's just not normal. So hopefully we can get this. So he's going to capture. Obviously, we're going to capture back. Now, this puts our knight an outpost right now. Obviously, nothing can take it other than pieces, which is good. Now, this is good. We have two easy. We're fine for that. And he's also blocked his bishop in. We're just going to push. Now, we're putting huge amount of pressure. Now, we could have tried to sacrifice. Probably wouldn't have worked here. But he's going to capture now. We're going to recapture with this pawn. Really ruining this bishop now. And this is under threat. Now, I'm guessing he's going to push here. But that puts a lot of, now we bring this knight in. And we're going to just rinse and repeat almost. So, my guess is this is the pawn move that he will play. Now, I'm just seeing if there's anything like this. I feel like that push kind of limits us. If we do, though, big thing is here. If he pushes, we're just going to push. And now, technically, we can win the bishop here. But is there a better move? Can we capture? If we capture, they're going to push. That's the main thing we got to see here. Obviously, we can't queen sack, sadly. There's nothing there just yet. If we push, he's going to force a sacrifice here, and I think we look better. Now, in my opinion, that's the best. So we're going to play it. I don't see anything here. And this actually is still a good square, because it's actually, we can use a checkmate if we can get a queen now. So now he's going to put a piece in the way. I guess it's good for development and all that, but I think we could either block here with a bishop or move. I don't think there's anything bad about this. I think if we block with the bishop, there's no, like, sacrifice thingy. It's still going to be trapped after a while, so we're just going to bring the bishop in the way. Because we want to simplify it down now, we're going to be up a piece here. Also, that was a very dumb move, actually. I should have just taken with check. Actually, I should have thought about that. We was actually going to take with check and have a little bit more there, but that's fine. It's not the worst. We're still up. I mean, it's going to be the exact same thing. It was just we could have opened this up completely. Now this might be a little bit of trouble. That's the only thing. Now, I guess we're just going to bring our knight into here. A very nice move. Protecting this pawn. He's going to put a lot onto this pawn, is my guess. So we're going to trade after. If he doesn't want to trade, that's probably the correct option, but we might be able to do a bishop sack then. So he is now, obviously, I would say trade here, but maybe not just yet. That bishop might be able to move, though. I'm just thinking if we capture, their rook's going to capture. It might be a bit of a good rook. So we are going to queenside castle. We're going to go a little bit strange here now. Hopefully, I don't mess this up, but these pawns will be strong, but I think we can withhold it. Now, what I'm looking at here is now actually this knight move now. Yep. He's going to try and push these pawns now. If we take here, he has to take with the rook. We are going to win this pawn, and we're going to be able to reroute ourselves into a very nice position here. But as we say here, this is a very weird opening. Now, he could have taken this pawn, but I think that actually was the wrong idea. So I think he's played a alright move there. Now, this move actually kind of maybe pushes us back. We could take here. After the rook takes, we just come back, honestly. And if he takes with the queen here, we actually do just win this pawn. After capture, we can bring our rook across. So actually, we're just going to take here. He might take there, but no, he's going to do this. So we're just going to bring our knight back, block this pawn off, and protect this so his rook's kind of trapped again. So we need to get our rooks active is our main thing. Also, we need to probably rook lift this one maybe. That's why we've got that opening. I do want to also, maybe we could just put it here. Or not there, actually, should I say here. Onto E1. We're actually doing well on time for once. I'm so very surprised. But he has actually gone off of this protector. Which means I think this knight move looks very nice. The only issue is after push. Guess we can capture. But maybe not right time. So maybe we try and put pressure on this. But I don't really like the limiting access onto that. So I think we're going to play the knight move now. If he does this, obviously he does lose the pawn, and we have got a very nice square with knight to d6. Sadly, this pawn has... I'm very annoyed I didn't take that bishop straight away. We would have been able to have this h-pawn pretty much gifted to us. But instead, we were still up a piece. I'm not... Well, piece for a pawn almost. So 2 points down. Now he's going to use his other rook now, bringing that into play. Now he could try and offer a trade here, pawns. Will open up his rook, but mainly that might help us. So, or we could actually just push here, but then I think push actually is probably better in this scenario. Now he might try something here, but the reason I like push is because he has no discovered check. Now he's going to start bringing these pawns up. That's the main thing. So now we need to get our rook active, or at least one of them, because they're not doing too much now. We could move the king first, only because obviously we've not got any protection here. So let's just do that. Get some protection on this king. Now I'm expecting these to go up a little bit now. We could try and stop that, but I think that's too risky. He's going to look at this pawn push now. Yep, we expected that. Now if we do this, I actually kind of like this because it blocks him off quite easily. So if he pushes, he's kind of blocked everything in again. Now he can technically push, but I don't think it's strong for him now. And we're going to now move this rook over. He is actually going to play... He's just going to be pushing this pawn now very quickly, I can see. So we need to have something to go against this now. If we move our queen here, he's going to push this pawn. If we bring the rook up, he's going to push this pawn again. Then we can actually sacrifice here. Well, not sacrifice. Yeah, actually, because after this swap off, he can't take here because we have check. And then... Oh, it's not mate, though. Ah, but we win the rook. So it looks very weird. But there is something on here. We've just got to give it time. Time and patience. So he's going to play that. Now, if we play this move, we take this, and if they they try and take this all, we play check. He's going to move there. There's no mate because this here. We're going to be taking this pawn. We send it moves, and we take check, and then go here, and then we can just push. Looks a lot of arrows, but I'm pretty sure this looks okay. The only thing I'm a bit scared of is after push and we take, can they just take? I think they can just take, actually. Maybe that's not the best option. Now, we're on 3 minutes. We need to really think here. So we're just going to bring our knight back. It looks weird. We're just going to bring the knight back. We have to play a lot quicker now. I was not looking at my time. We've been thinking so much about this Leningrad Dutch. We've had to. Now, I don't really get that move. I guess he's trying to look at this, but not at all that strong. He's actually offering a trade here. He's completely pushed his pawns into, I think, the wrong square. That's actually not a very good move from him, I would say. I think he's pushed the complete wrong pawn, because this doesn't really do anything now, obviously. And he's probably got to double up rooks now. And we might now get our knight just out here ever so quickly. Whew. So, sadly this g-pawn is not good. I'm still that h6 pawn. Hopefully can use in the later stages, but not yet at least. Now, I think he has to play rook f8. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. I don't know why he's thinking for so long. Now, we could actually play queen to d4 here. Actually, after attacking this and here. But I don't really think that's going to be beneficial. I think we just got to get this knight out. Now, he's actually just going to completely forget about that. If we take and he takes, we can just win this pawn here. But it's not really winning a pawn when they open it all up. I think we take first. After this capture, we then capture here. Yeah. Now he is obviously going to look at this push again here. So what we might have to do is just limit it off a little bit. Because if we take here, this rook or one of these rooks comes along. And I guess we could play that actually. Yeah. You know what, we're going to try it. After the push, take. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I think we're going to have to capture here. Don't like if this comes down here, but we're going to have to accept that. To be fair, our rook is nice here. Now he's going to push here. I kind of can't stop that. Now I think we can push this here though. This rook can come across and cause some sort of damage to them. Or worse actually, we could just take here. Because if push, we just have the knight, obviously. Take. Yeah, let's just take. They might look at this rook move. I think we can actually just play rook takes rook. Now he is going to play this. Now this might be a bit... Oh, no it's not. There is checkmate on the board. Jesus, that was lucky. We can actually sack our queen if we want. There is actually checkmate here. Good eyes to view that. We have 2.5 minutes just to make sure. If we put our rook check, they have to take, otherwise, because there's no escape. And after the capture, we can capture back. Now, we could do it in a bit of a fancy style and do it with our queen, but we're just going to play it normally. Here, play rook check. Obviously, forcing to capture. Very, very close. This could have been absolutely detrimental to us here. We would have been all over the shop here. And he does resign. That is a win for us. Phew. That is definitely going to be the title of this episode as well. So 88.5%. That's probably my best game we've had in this whole series. So we've done well there. We just go through the game. Honestly, if you ever play against the Leningrad Dutch, you're going to experience a game like this. There is chaos on the board. So silly move from me, I would say. This was all good. We're actually already a point up, so you know, already having this. Now he does take. We capture back. We push. Now, silly move. We should have taken. We're still actually up, though, by 3 points. But I think somewhere here, we probably lose that quite quickly. Well, we're always winning by 3 points, actually, at the minute. I think down here somewhere I kind of make the blunder. That's the first inaccuracy. That's the second, but he gives up that. That's the great move. And obviously this is main too. So we was winning throughout. It looked very close though. I think if there wasn't a checkmate on the board here, then, I mean, God, what would have happened here? Let's just say I had to make this move here. This is mating 5 for black. So a very, very close one then for us here. We was just about able to find that move. Now, obviously, again, we could have sacrificed our queen with it. But it does not matter, as in the end, we obviously get check with rook to f8. They obviously have to capture, and we can take back checkmate. So that puts us back up to 1795. I think that's probably my trade-off for the bad game I had last time, and I think I've been had a bit of luck this time. So hopefully you enjoyed that game. That was a bit chaotic. Hopefully as well in the coming weeks we do go over Dutch defense, something like this. This was a very, it has these sort of chaotic games where they have these rooks like this. So might be going over that soon. So thank you and bye bye.